Let's go to something po a little bit closer to us naman po as students. One major thing that concerns us po would be the education sector po.
Naturally.
Ayan po. So, yung proposed national budget po natin for 2026 for the education sector is a record high 1.38 trillion pesos po, accounting to roughly 20% po ng total spending po. And despite this amount po, meron pa rin pong budget cuts ang SUCs po natin, state U's and colleges. So, if in this case po, saan po napupunta yung most po yung ng allocation po ng budget natin for education, if not sa state U's and colleges po?
Yeah. Well, first of all, hindi napapabayaan ng SUCs. The budget for the maintenance and the continued operation of our SUCs is 185 billion. Hindi natin sinasabi that we're not attending to the SUCs. The rest of the funding is going to go to talagang primary. Parang kang nagpapatayo ng bahay. Yung pundasyon natin napakahina. Na-neglect natin yung education ng napakatagal.
Yes.
Biruin mo, we have 160,000 shortage of classrooms. How did that happen? Paano, if they built 20,000 classrooms every year for the last 30 years, wala tayong problema. So kailangan natin maghabol. So we are spending it, number one, of course, on classrooms. And we are finding all of the kinds of ways to build classrooms more quickly. Yung support natin sa teacher. Equipment, computer, wala tayong computer. Ang dami pang eskwelahan, walang internet. Down to the toilet in the school.
Yes po.
Hanggang doon, kailangan natin ayusin lahat. Nadismaya ako to see the results of the Philippines in the grading ng STEM, especially STEM subjects. We're in a technological world now. We're living in a technological world, highly technological world. Paano naman wala tayong anghinan natin sa STEM subject? What's important to me is that every Filipino, ang galing kasi ng Pinoy. Nakikita na natin to eh. Ang galing ng Pinoy, ang sipag ng Pinoy, ang pumunta ka anywhere kung saan may Pinoy, mahal na mahal nila yung Pilipino nilang kaibigan, o co-worker, o yung nag-aalaga sa anak nila, o nag-aalaga sa lola nila, o yung engineer na nagtayo ng building. They just love Filipinos. I hear leaders of rich countries tell me that, without the Filipino workers, our country would not be this successful as it is now. They were there for the last 25 years, and we built up our country because of the Filipino workers. And they just love you. In other words, you give Filipinos a good opportunity, they'll shine. That's why it's important na ayusin natin ang education para lahat ng Pilipinong magagaling mabigyan ng pagkakataon na sumikat sila, whether at home, whether in government, whether abroad, anywhere. Basta't nabigyan sila ng magandang pundasyon, magandang edukasyon, kaya nilang sumabak kahit saan. Makipagsapalaran sila kahit saan sa buong mundo.
In relation to that, sir, I'm originally from the province of Antique. And there are still a lot of remote communities in our province, which I know that...
I think we're building a new university.
Yes po. And laying this down, sir, yung mga programa po natin sa edukasyon, since I visited those communities, kahit po doon po, yung ratio po ng teachers is one teacher is for 3 grade levels. She's teaching grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And at the same time, these children don't have even sleepers. They don't have even resources for class. I mean, I'm very passionate about this because I've seen it. So I want to address this. How can we make this more equitable so that those far-reaching communities could also be reached by your program?
Well, that's basically it. Be reached by the program. We have to have the... Kung walang school building, talo na kagad, di ba? You're way behind immediately. Hindi pa nagsisimula, wala na, luging-lugi ka na. The education is one of those things that I hope we can get started in such a way na kahit wala na ako dito, kahit na wala na kami dito, not my administration is no longer here, that this will continue. That this will masanay ang tao so that it becomes a right. And if it is taken away from you, you can demand for it to be brought back. Karapatan namin yan, magkaroon ng ganyan. Huwag niyong tatanggalin yan. Yes. And that's what I want to instill in everybody. That's what I want to instill in government. That's what I want to instill in the people. That it is a right.
Yes.
You can demand it. It is a right.
So I think, Mr. President, we're running out of time and hindi ko naman po gustong i-waste ang opportunity nito para maitanong ko po sa inyo ito personally because I really wanted to ask this personally po sa inyo. Because as someone who
I'm scared.
aspires,
What is this? What
as
is
someone
this?
who aspires to enter public service someday,
Yeah.
what is the one thing that you want me to know that you should have known prior to entering public service?
I think you're well guided so long as you enter politics for the right reason. And there's only one right reason, to serve.
To serve.
There's no other correct reason. It's a thankless job, that's for sure.
And a sleepless
But
job.
it's worth it. It's worth it. When you see something change for the good, that you made it happen. Ikaw may, that changes your world. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than to help somebody outside of yourself, outside your family, your community, your country.
Yes.
May nagawa ka, nagbago yung buhay ng tao. Can you imagine, binago mo yung
Yes.
buhay ng tao? What a privilege to be able to do that.
I just have one question na we're very curious about kasi as a president po, you can have everything you want. Kasi you have the money and you have the privilege din po as well. Ngayon na magpapasko na po, what is something that the president want na hindi po siya, it's tangible and intangible at the same time that kahit presidente ka, parang ang hirap siyang ma-achieve. Something that you really wanted to have this Christmas.
I don't know how specific you want to get, but that for Christmas, that the legislature will provide us a good budget.
Yes. We also wish for that.
That will make for a very nice Christmas. Intangible, more time with my family.
Yes.
Yes.
In this job, you cannot hang, you can't chill.
Yes.
There's wala na yon. So, of course, we used to enjoy that very much, especially when we were living in Ilocos. Wala pang trabaho yung mga bata. Simpleng-simple lang yung buhay namin noon. I miss that. But, I'm not saying I'm not happy to be here. I'm happy to be here because you're given, again, the privilege to help, to do something, to help people's lives. That's the biggest privilege that anyone can give you.
Yes.
If you're in public service, that's a golden.
So that's all po. Merry Christmas and namamasko po kami.
Merry
So thank you so much po, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
thank you.
And Merry Christmas
Maraming
po.
salamat.